Hello and welcome. We are joined today by Crew Chief Luke Lambert. Luke is going to head up the number 17 Fastenal this weekend at Talladega. Luke, we really appreciate you joining us today. I'll just start you off. Roush Fenway tends to run really well at the super speedway races. How excited are you about this weekend?
Yeah, definitely looking forward to it. Feel like we've got a strong shot of having a really good day and potentially getting ourselves a victory and getting in the chase this weekend. So we're definitely doing everything we can to bring all of the speed and performance that we can, and it's going to be key to execute like it always is at super speedways. You know, the races are long, and there's a lot of exchanges that put you at risk of having incident, and just keeping our nose clean will be critical. And so looking forward to doing that, and feel strong about Chris's decision making and his ability behind the wheel that we can get it done.
Glad you brought up keeping your nose clean because I was going through your stats at Talladega. I saw something absolutely crazy. You've got 17 cup starts at Talladega. Just one race your car didn't finish, and that wreck came with just 5 laps to go. What's your key to making it to the end of this race? It seems like something that you're exceptionally good at with your cars.
Well, fortunately, had good drivers and been in a lot of good situations to be able to pull that off. But it definitely requires just patience and keeping yourself in the right spot. As the complexion of the races have changed, it's forced you to race these super speedway races different. And with the way it is right now, I think it does actually force you to be fairly aggressive and keep yourself in key positions ahead of everything as much as you possibly can. I feel like that the Fastenal Mustang's got the speed that we need to be able to contend up front. So that's where we got to put the car and keep it up there all day, and use the opportunities to get track position at the right time and stay up there and keep ourselves out of trouble, and also work on practicing what it's going to take to pull the moves off we need to actually win the race at the end when the opportunity comes down to the wire. So just going to have to really carefully manage that and stay on top of things. And then, if we find ourselves in a situation where it gets too hairy and the risk reward balance doesn't really check out, we got to sometimes bail out a little bit and get back and regroup and then make another charge once things settle back down. So a lot of that just happens on the fly, and we'll do some preparation between myself, the spotter, and Chris, and try to be prepared to address whatever situations present themselves, but ultimately we'll have to react in the moment.
So in your 17 cup races at Talladega, your cars have led laps in 12 of those. Is that part of your strategy? Just is up front the safest place you can be here?
Yeah, I think for us this year with Chris, I think that getting up to the front and trying to lead as much of the race as we possibly can is certainly going to be our approach. Hopefully we'll be able to do that. I think that's going to be the approach that is required for us to accomplish what we want to accomplish. So we'll be able to work with a lot of other Ford teammates to run in contention, hopefully. And we've got a really strong group when we all unite and work together. And we'll be doing everything we can to try to leverage all of the relationships we've got within that group to keep ourselves up front with the best cars.
So talk me through that a little bit, because I think that's a piece of this that fans and those of us sort of outside the pit box might not know so much about. How are you communicating with those other Ford teams? Are you relaying through the spotters? Is there sort of like a team chat you guys are doing? How do you make those plans so quickly on the fly in these races?
Well, it starts by preparing before the event. We actually meet as a group at least once and discuss what our plan and how we each plan to approach the race, and so we all kind of get on the same page. And then there's some group decisions that we will outline and lay out prior to the event so that we all kind of know what to expect. And then during the race, we do use a couple of different channels to communicate through, from some messaging applications, and then also through all other sources that we can communicate. We share communication channels that way. Like you said, we do use the spotters to communicate with each other. Ultimately, those guys are the ones that have the most instantaneous opportunity to communicate back and forth and then relay that to the driver. When the decisions happen for us to do what we want to do, it happens really quick. And a lot of times playing these super speedway races as a team with multiple cars is a lot like playing poker, but doing it with a whole team of people. And so you don't really want to tip your hand of what you're doing. You want to really kind of hide your plan until absolute last moment and then strike all at once. And so it requires careful communication as far as how we share information, but making sure that everybody gets it at the right moment and it gets communicated to the team and drivers such that they can execute. Because ultimately you can also shoot yourself in the foot if you don't communicate everything right and allow your team to have the opportunity to properly execute. So we use all resources that we possibly can put together to communicate among each level of the team. We have crew chiefs communicating, we also have spotters communicating, and then prior to the event, all members of the team are kind of communicating.
Awesome. Well, that's a great look into the process here, Luke. We really appreciate your time here and look forward to seeing that Fastenal Mustang up front this weekend.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. Looking forward to it.